Good morning, family and friends. It's Kim here from Kim's Country Corner, and today I am out at the Hancock Homestead. My granddaughter, she's coming out later, and but I wanted to start this morning off here in my living room because it is time to mark off some more chores on my list, and also to do a project on my list. Chores are something that you do pretty well every day or every week. That's a continuous job, whereas a project is something that you basically do one time. That's the way it was explained to me. So I'm going to go with that, okay? So today we're going to be doing both chores and projects. Okay, so I wanted to start here though, because not only do I enjoy outside gardening, I also enjoy inside gardening with my houseplants. Now, unfortunately, I have a limited amount of room for houseplants. In fact, in my apartment, I have no room. I do have a really nice south window that I could put plants in, but I have my hope chest there with a cushion, and the grandkids like to sit there. It provides extra seating. And sometimes the grandkids will even like kneel on that to look out the window. So I use my south window for other purposes. And then here at John's house, we have limited amount of space for houseplants, mostly because furniture takes up most of our space, and we have just a tiny bit of space left over. But anyway, one of the spaces that we have is right down here. I'm going to bring you guys in a little bit closer here in a minute, but I have my grandmother's end table that I am using as a plant stand. And then on this plant stand, I have a philodendron that was gifted to us at our brother's funeral. And then I have back here a snake plant that was gifted to us at my brother's funeral. So those I keep because I like philodendrons and I like snake plants, and it just helps to serve to remind me of the friends that I have out there in the world. So anyway, I want to tell you though that my grandson Jackson, oh God, he's such a cutie. He took the idea of the snake plant literally. I don't know if y'all can see that. That was my tallest leaf, and it stood right back here. Okay, and the other day when he was out playing, he decided he was going to make this into a snake. He asked me, he said, "Grandma, what kind of plant is this?" I said, "It's a snake plant." It's also known as the mother-in-law's tongue, but I prefer snake plant. So anyway, he's back here, and he's got this little plant thing, and he's going making it look like a snake and dancing it like a snake. And I did tell him, I said, "Jackson, you gotta be careful because that leaf will break off." Well, no sooner had I said that, he had wiggled the leaf off. And the sad look on his face, I knew that he had not done it intentionally. And I'm one of those grandmas that my grandkids come first. So if they break something, you know, and they're sorry for it, it's okay. I can go on in life without my knickknacks, without my plants, you know, without a tool, but I cannot go on in life without my grandkids. They are number one on the priority list. So I told him that. I said, "Jackson, it's only a plant. These leaves will get as tall as this one, okay? And you learned a lesson from it, didn't you?" And he was like, I said, "What was the lesson?" He goes, "Don't bend the plants so hard." I was like, yes, you got to be gentle with the plants. But anyway, so I have these two house plants, and then I'm going to take you around now and show you the other ones. So here we go. Okay, so first off, let me start with a close-up view of the philodendron and the snake plant. Now, the philodendron, when I potted this last summer, it had like maybe 4 little big leaves. And then this thing has just grown. And my granddaughter, she especially loves it. She'll sit down here and she'll just look at the leaves and kind of play with the dangly thing. And I told her the same thing. I said, Emma, you gotta be careful because they will break. And she was a little bit more gentle than her 4-year-old brother. But she's 7 and he's 4, so she knows how to take things a little bit more for serious. Anyway, and then here is the remaining snake plant. And as you can see, there are, 4 medium-sized leaves there. And then down here at the base, there are 2 more growing in. So, Jackson's mother has a huge snake plant, and but she has it set up. So anyway, maybe he's tried to play snaky over there too. Okay, and then as you move down to the end of the couch down here, I have a Christmas cactus. Now this is a little fake flower that belongs to my granddaughter, but she thought it would look real pretty in there, and it does. So anyway, this is a Christmas cactus, and that was given to us from one of John's cousins. And I just love Christmas cactuses. It is a beautiful, beautiful plant. And I want to try another one somewhere. Okay, so let's move on over to the dining room table. Okay, so let me also explain my dining room table here. Our daughter came up this weekend wanting to clean, and you know, I was like all for that. And it was really funny because the things that she chose to clean are not things I normally choose to clean. So between the two of us, we both hit the hot spots. Anyway, she decided that John's kitchen cabinets needed to be cleared off and cleaned. So, and she cleaned off the top of the refrigerator. But these are bowls that I use all the time, so they had to go back up there. But anyway, if you look at the top of the cabinets, they have all been washed down on top and just cleaned up, scrubbed up nice. And then I was going to start putting knickknacks back up there. See, I already started with some. And Karen had come over since then, so I have both Katie and Karen here. Katie was the one doing the cleaning. And Karen had come over since then to play cards with her sister later on. And both girls were like, Mom, are you sure you want to put all of that stuff back up there? They're like, you know, you can't climb up there yourself now because of your knee and your balance issues. And nowadays people are going to minimalization, and we really don't want the stuff. So I'm like, well, some of it I might want to keep, but I can make a compromise with you. So let's go in here and look at what the compromise was. All right, so this is the stuff that was on top of the kitchen. And I have decided that I am keeping the bowls, okay? Because this was my mother's large crock, and these are the 3 smaller crocks that she had. And I can actually remember cooking in the kitchen with her, making Christmas cookies using these bowls. So when I see those 4 bowls, memories just come flooding back. Okay, I cannot get rid of those. And then over here, this bowl and these 2 bowls are Emma's. Okay, they had crockery bowls. And I remember being here in the winter after John and I got married, well, even before John and I got married, being here in the kitchen with Emma, making cookies or homemade applesauce in these bowls. So when I see these bowls, they bring back memories. And yes, I know that there are other ways to keep memories, but for me, it's bowls, okay? Because we just shared good times over these bowls, making cookies, making applesauce. And then these were a set of bowls that I had bought myself. They're like my very first set of bowls that I bought because I like the apple theme. Don't pay any attention to that stuff over there because that's my sister's stuff that she has in storage here right now. But anyway, I like the apple theme. And this set of bowls went really well with the apple theme. The green, the yellow, and the red. So those I'm keeping too because they were my first set of bowls. This we will be keeping because this was John's and it brought back the glass square was John's. And it brought back memories for him of going down to the local general store with his dad and picking out peanuts from a jar just like this. Okay, so that we will be keeping. And then this 4-piece canister set I will be keeping because my mother gave these to me one year for Christmas. And that brings back special memories. I mean, my mother gave me a lot of different things at different Christmases, but this one was special. It was the year that John and I moved out to the farm. And she said to me, now you're a farmer's wife, you need some mason jars. They're not exactly mason jars, but they're for dry storage of like beans and rice and stuff. And so anyway, I just remember that. And then I will be keeping the soup tureen because it matches our wedding dishes. That's a soup tureen that I've had since our wedding day. It matches our wedding dishes and it was given to us as a gift. And I don't know how many people out there use soup tureens. You know, they're a fancy way of serving soup. But since I have all of my other dishes, we really don't use this. But since I have all of the other dishes, I am keeping that. I did, however, give in to the girls on the Crocs, the additional glassware. A lot of this can go, although I don't know, like these are antique mason jars. But they're right, I can no longer climb back up to clean the top of those kitchen counters. So I might have to like really minimize what we have. Okay, the main reason I wanted to show you the dining room table was because of how I use it as a plant stand. Additional plant space. So this is my new aloe. I found this at Lowe's and it was just beautiful, perfectly healthy, beautiful, beautiful plant. In fact, there's more than one in there. So I'm going to be dividing it, although it's beautiful just the way it is. I can't decide if I want to divide it or if I want to keep it like it is. I have the perfect pot for it. I have perfect pots for it if I decide to divide it. And then I found this one. Okay, I don't know what this is. I found the label for it. Let's see if I can find the name. It says, "Hi there, friends call me White Jewel. My full name is that. Darkisia dermisis, I don't know. But it says, I'm from the Canary Islands and I enjoy medium light. Now, the thing is, I want to transplant that. So what kind of soil do I need? Easy to grow. Well, that's good. Medium growth. I don't see soil type. All right, I'm gonna go online though and see what kind of soil it needs. Because like we're gonna repot that aloe today, and I know that it needs the cactus soil that you can buy, but I'm not sure about this one. And it doesn't say it on the tag. So we're gonna have to look that one up. But anyway, one of our goals today is to repot those. Okay? All right, now let's take a trip into the bedroom to see what plant I have in there. All right, so in here, I have my cactus. I did this project, I think it's been at least 2 years now, out in the potting shed. I have a video about it. I'll try to remember to link it. I'm not real good at those things. Okay, but as you can see, there are some prickly pear, which actually I can grow prickly pear outside in Missouri. They have to be in a warm spot. They have to kind of be sheltered from, you know, the winds and the harsh winter. So like here on the south side, tucked in, south or west side, tucked in next to the house, I could actually grow prickly pear. These are barrel cactuses. I don't think I can grow those. But I don't know if you guys remember these little stringy things when we started, but look what they're doing. They're making new prickly pears. So yeah. And then one of these days, I love cactus, guys. So one of these days I want to do a cactus fairy garden. There's not enough room in this pot because I wasn't planning a fairy garden. So yeah, it'll have to be saved. At one time I had taken this one and set it right here on this rock, like so. But I felt that was too crowded and somewhat distracting from the beauty of the real plants. So we're going to take it back out. We will use it for a different project someday. Anyway, all right, and then those are the only, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 plants that I've had, and then 2 new ones. So I have 6 plants now. All right, so our project for today is to repot these plants. So let me get them out to the potting shed and we will get started. Okay, family and friends, so we are now in the potting shed. If you hear fluttering, there's a little wren over here by the window. And I think she's gonna stay put because I can't get her out. And then I realized the lighting in here is really bad and I apologize for that. I went to get a flashlight that I use in here sometimes, and guess what? Yep, go ahead and say it. Yep. She couldn't find it. Oh my gosh, that's the thing with tools and lights and stuff around here, is that they get relocated. I buy stuff for the potting shed and usually it ends up in the machine shed. Went out to the machine shed, could not find it out there. So sometimes they'll end up in the little storage shed next to the house. Went there, could not find it there. So I have no idea where this flashlight went to. But anyway, we're gonna play in the dark. Actually, I will bring you in a little bit closer when I begin to work. But I have everything I need set out here. We are going to transplant the aloe, and we are going to transplant the white jewel, which has an official name, which I cannot pronounce. I'll try to put it on the screen. I looked up soil type for this, and I kind of guessed it because it does come from the Canary Islands, which is a hot climate, and it needs the same thing as aloe, which is this cactus, palm, and citrus potting soil. Okay, so that's what I'm going to be able to use. So this is what I'm going to be able to use for both plants. Okay, now Let me bring you in just a tiny bit closer. Okay guys, so I brought you in a little bit closer, and I'm going to wipe these out now because they are kind of dusty, and I've used them before. So whenever I empty them out, I always give them a good wash, but since they've been out here in the garage and storage, they've gotten dusty again. So I'm just going to wipe them out. The plants that were inside of these, I transplanted into a plastic pot and gave it away to some friends. All of the aloes that I had repotted before, I put into plastic pots and gave them away to some of my friends at the senior housing. So I think this had an aloe in it before. And the aloe did not have any disease, but I still like to get everything cleaned off again. Anyway, they did have plants in them before, and I took them out, repotted them into plastic pots, and gave them away. Because at that time I was trying to downsize plants so that I could get new ones. Oh my goodness. Now, I had not expected to buy these, but I was in Lowe's and saw them and fell in love with them, and they were in good, healthy shape, and I said, okay, gotta have them. All right, I am not going to pot that like that. I'm just kind of seeing how much soil I'm going to need. Okay. I do want it quite a bit closer to the top. This is the only bag I have, so I need to make sure I have enough for both if possible. All right, that'll work, and then I can fill it in around the edge. I tried to let this dry out just a tiny bit so I could get it out of the pot easier. There, because this is a hefty thing. All right, now let me see where my splits are at. See if I can. I don't want to destroy the look of the plant. I'm going to see if I can tease those off. Nope, they're not coming. Maybe that's why they were sold like this, because they weren't able to be teased off. I don't want to destroy the mother plant trying to get the babies off. But surely there's got to be a way to do that, because that's how they get their plants, is by taking off the babies. All right, there we go. All right, there we go, there we go. All right, so there's one baby. I just got to be a little bit rougher than I was wanting to be. Oh, lost a leaf on that one. It's okay, I'll grow new ones. Okay. I'm going to keep them all in the same pot. I'm just going to try to give them each a little bit more room. Okay, that one looks good. It's got a nice, healthy, they all have nice, healthy roots still attached. So we should be okay. Get these babies out for just a minute. And get Mama in first. All right, so there's Mama. get Mama to stand up first. All right, now let's go put in some of her babies. That one's got a nice healthy one right there. They do not have to be very deep. You just bury them to the top of their crown there, or to the edge of their crown, I should say. I may have to stake these to keep them upright until they take hold. Okay, there's that one. Because I do like the look of that multiple aloes in one pot, but it definitely needed a bigger pot. There. The other baby is back here. All right, let's get some more soil in there. I might have to save that other plant for a different day, or find a smaller pot, because I don't think I got enough soil. Yeah, I knew the aloe was going to need this cactus soil, but I wasn't sure about that other plant. I guess I should have Googled it when I was in Lowe's instead of waiting until I got home. Right now I'm going to use a screwdriver to prop Mama up. Try not to get far enough from her roots. There we go. All right. Let's see what else I got over here. Oh, got another screwdriver. All right, so we're going to use this screwdriver to prop up this baby, because she wants to lean that way. There we go. Just need them in there for, I don't know, maybe a week until they like catch hold again. This one looks like it's doing okay. All right, so this one I may put a fork in later, but right now I've got the two main ones propped. All right, we will water whenever we get inside. Oh God, that's heavy. Whew. Didn't that turn out pretty though? All right, now. All right, let's do the next one. Hopefully we have enough soil. I don't know. And I don't have oh, I do have a smaller pot, but I don't like it as much. Now let's see how much we need. That is going to be a lot of soil. Let's see how much we got. Not quite enough. Wonder if I could reuse some of this that came out of the aloe. I'll probably be going to Lowe's soon and can get some more at a later time. Let's see if we can just get in there good enough to hold it. And since the aloe takes the same amount or the same kind of soil as this guy, it should be okay. And this lady, her name's White Jewel. Maybe we should call it a lady. Isn't that pretty? All right, so now let me take this out of the pot. I've never grown one of these before. If you've grown one of these White Jewels, before and you have any tips, please let me know. It's got a nice healthy root system. All right. Not too bad. Let's see if I can maybe steal some from this aloe over there. There we go. And I'll get some new dirt for her. All right, looky there, guys. That turned out pretty good. And then this one here. Ooh. Pretty pretty. All right, we'll get them back into the house. I'll give them a good watering, and then we'll move on to the next chore. Okay, family and friends, so I managed to get both pots into the house intact, and this one was like so heavy. I don't remember it being that heavy, but it was. And on this one here, I decided to swap, let's see, an easy one to get out would be, well, what happened to the other one? 1, 2, 3, oh, here. Okay, so I decided to swap knives for the screwdrivers because they just look a little bit better than those screwdrivers, and they still hold the plants upright how I want them to grow. Okay, so they're all a little unsteady right now because their roots need to reestablish themselves and grab onto that dirt. So I'm using butter knives to keep them propped. All right, now I'm going to water. First thing I'm trying to do is rinse the dirt out of the centers. It gives them a prettier look. They don't have dirt in them. All right, that looks pretty good. I don't know if the babies will take or not. I'm hoping that they still have enough root system to take, but we'll see. Mama is a big, healthy girl, though. I think I got all of them. I don't want to overwater them just yet. Well, I don't want to ever overwater them. All right, that should take care of that one. And this one. Didn't get any dirt in her, so it's just a matter of watering her in to get rid of air pockets. And I am going to be getting more soil, so, because they both need to be topped up. And I am going to be getting more soil because they both need to be topped off a little bit. And I'm thinking about getting some pebbles, teeny tiny pebbles to lay on top, since these are both like plants that grow in sandy, rocky areas. All right, there's those. Now, normally I do my watering on Wednesdays because I think water on Wednesdays. That's how I remember. That's just like whenever I do the hummingbird food on Sundays, I think Sunday supper for hummingbirds. Don't ask me why, but it makes sense in my brain. Okay, and as it turns out, today is Wednesday. So I need to go ahead and water my other indoor plants. On Wednesdays, I also water the outdoor plants, the vegetables. However, Jackson is coming tomorrow, and he loves playing in the water. So I'm going to wait until Jackson's here and let him water the vegetables. But anyway, let's go ahead and finish watering the indoor plants. So what I do is I fill it up until the top is completely covered. And then as you can see, it drains. Most of the time they do not drain over because I kind of have it figured out. And then what I'll do is I'll come back in a little bit, and if they have soaked up all of the water that they've drained, then I might add a little bit more. This one hasn't even started draining yet. Like this one, I probably will not water. Oh, sorry, guys. Like this one, I will probably not water because it's got enough water down below. This one, oh, this one's starting to come too. All right, so I think they both have enough water. I have the windows closed right now because of the glare. All right. Okay, and I'm not going to water the cactus because I watered them last week. And I only water the cactus like every other week at the most. Sometimes, depending, I might let them go even 3 to 4 weeks, you know, because they are very dry plants. And you're probably thinking, well, how do you know? Of course, I test the soil. You can tell by the look of the soil. And I didn't show myself, but I test the soil. And usually every Wednesday they need a refresh. But the cactuses are a little bit different. Believe it or not, the little round barrel cactus, when they start getting dry, they kind of turn a purpley color. So I can kind of look at the coloring of those to decide, do I need to bump up my water? So anyway, okay, but I need to stop now and go fix Emma and I some lunch. And then after lunch, a little bit later this afternoon, I have a project that we're going to work on together. And but right now, I'm going to fix some lunch, and then she and I are going to spend some bonding time together, and then we'll work on our project, which is also bonding time, but she likes to be inside, and she likes to do arts and crafts. So we're going to do something artsy. All right, so I will talk to you guys later. All right, Emma Rose, show them your packages. Okay, now what plants did we plant today? This was the...
Zinnias, marigolds, and
cosmos. What are you playing, Emma? What's that game called?
Household.
And it's on Roblox?
Yeah, Roblox.
Roblox. What kind of horse are you being? Let's see if I can get around there.
A Pegasus.
A Pegasus.
Chains, piercings, and a diamond necklace.
Cool. And now you're flying, aren't you? Cool. Very cool, Emma. So not only do I have a gamer grandson, but I also have a gamer granddaughter, huh? These kids do like to play on the computer, and they're so good at it. They understand things so much easier than I do. I do play with you guys, though, don't I? I game with Jeffrey, and I game with Emma. I was just playing Horse World with you, wasn't I?
Mm-hmm.
And I was chasing you around, and we were having races. And who always won the races?
Me.
Yes. Okay, family and friends. So Emma has left to go on home. She has some kind of sports practice tonight. And it's time for Grandma to take a break. So I'm going to go sit down. I'm going to have a glass of tea and some water. And then pretty soon it'll be time to think about supper. All right, but I'm going to stop this video here. So if you liked this video, please give me a thumbs up. And if you want to know more about what's going on in my corner of the world, hit that subscribe button to Kim's Country Corner. Because as my shirt says, gardening is my therapy. And I need lots of therapy, so I will be doing lots of gardening. So come back and check out what we're going to do next. All right, talk to you later. Bye for now.